All right, welcome back. I do believe this is the final one. And this one is all about the 7 deadly sins and how they relate to the heli days. I know some of y'all don't want to talk about that. A lot of y'all, like I saw this little girl earlier had a video put out about that. I mentioned it in a previous video how she talked about how she coming into the knowledge of all that, but she also said something to the effect that, yeah, but you know, they talk about all this stuff about Christmas and you ain't supposed to have a tree, but it don't say nothing in the Bible about no tree. So, you know, I threw in there, yes, it does. And most of y'all out there, you already do know about Jeremiah 10, how it talks about they go out into the woods and they cut down the tree. Don't be like the heathen. So in my previous video, we talked about that. But it just reminded me how we do need to go over the 7 deadly sins and all that stuff and, you know, bring some awareness to what that's all about, because many people are just going through life nonchalantly and not worried about a dang thing, and they have no idea how the 7 deadly sins happen to line up with each and every month of the year that happens to be celebrating certain days. Allegedly, for educational purposes only. You know how we do, y'all. We got to talk like that. So here we go. We're going to cover it based on factual information. Okay. So, in accordance to these 7 deadly sins, there's much literature written on that, and a lot of people have never taken advantage of years ago in the library. But now that everything's online, it's all at your fingertips. You can learn about all this stuff. So anyway, in regards to this 7 deadly sins business, the little girl say hi. She's reading the Bible, letting you know, see the light, y'all shining, your light's shining, holy watchers. That's right, we the holy watchers, and you should be very pleased and thankful, and in humility give God thanks and praise and much gratitude that you are chosen today. Yes, you are chosen. Now, you wouldn't be sitting up here in this video if you wouldn't. So welcome aboard. Keep watching, because we've covered so many subjects. I have several videos. The last 2 videos I did discuss the W. And like I said, giving your hand to someone in this black mirror reflection of this inverted black box we're all looking at each other through, gaming devices, PCs, TVs, etc. You see everything inverted. The world's inverted. In the spirit world, this is how they see you. Give your hand. What you see? Yeah, because here you see the W. Okay, so in the past videos, we talked more about that. You have to catch up, because right now we getting ham on this one. All right, 7 deadly sins. Okay, so like I was saying, it's about they done got us with this consumerism stuff. Y'all know they get us as soon as you cash your check. Look at it this way: y'all get your money, you cash your check once a week. You got to do groceries, you got to pay your bills, blah 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 blah. Well, a lot of us don't pay no attention to the fact, because it's so routine for us. Ever since we was kids, our parents did the same thing too. Get your money, and then as soon as you get your check, you end up spending it and putting it right back into the system. You got to buy your groceries, you got to buy household things, then of course you get tempted with other stuff. It's all consumerism that brings the money that you just earned right back into taxes, right back into the banking system, and fees and all that get taken out. The government is getting some of that money back every time you do all that shopping and stuff. Okay, so let's speak January. January is New Year's, right? What's New Year's? When it relates to tying into the 7 deadly sins, we have New Year's. That's the season. The 7 deadly sin for New Year's is lust. You get drunk, you fornicate, and you end up lusting somebody in the process. Ain't that right? So that's your lusting, is New Year's. Then February come, what is it? Valentine's Day. How much money y'all be spending on Valentine's Day? Just for everybody in the house and love, and even the kids at school doing all the hearts. They need Valentine's, blah, blah, blah. So, it's not just about lust, it's also about lust, but the 7 deadly sin for Valentine's Day is envy. I know it sounds like it shouldn't be, but it is. You want to know why? Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you. I got something to tell you. It's about envy, because other people are couples, and you usually ain't in a relationship sometimes, or they showing it all off. They got plans to get married. They engage, they put it all over the place on the internet or whatever, and then they show you that big old rock on their finger, and oh, I want that, I want the same thing. We fall into envy. Okay, so then there's March and April. Those tie into spring. You're still spending money on all that stuff in the store. Look at the dollar store. Every single month they got something. But mostly it ties into the season of Easter. They done turned Easter into labeling it Yahushua's resurrection and stuff. And then they make money about that too. So that doesn't really tie into a 7 deadly sin, but I'm just talking in relation to consumerism. So March, April, May, all that spring, and then you got to do your gardening and all this other stuff. June and July is preparing for, you got them other days too, President's Day, patriotic, all that stuff. In July, Pride, Juneteenth, Pride. It's all about being all patriotic and stuff. What you do, we get all into celebrating it and having cookouts and all that stuff and being all prideful with the Independence Day. I know people don't think there's nothing wrong with that, but also the way that God's rainbow, which is intended for Noah's Ark, and it's a symbol, sign of God that he would never destroy the earth again with flood, is that whole symbol been hijacked by the pride people. Listen, I ain't against what you do. You can do whatever you want, fall in love with whoever you want and all that. But you got your things, we got our things, okay? And that's the only thing I got an issue with. Don't mess with kids and don't cross over into our world. We have respect. Heterosexuals got rights too. That's all I'm going to say. And leave it at that. But I love you people. I ain't got nothing wrong with you. You do your thing. What your relationships or whatever you do is between you and the Heavenly Father. So we went from June, July, August, summer. That's all cooking out, overeating, gluttony, and stuff like that. Still comes back up. August, September, and October, Halloween. Y'all know what all that stuff is. But the other 7 deadly sin, and that relates to anger and Halloween too, kind of. But that's mainly for Mother's Day and Father's Day, which also is Mother's Day is May and Father's Day is in July. A lot of people, their parents ain't all cool with them. So you get angry when that day comes, oh, my mother, she ain't this, or my father, I ain't got no father, and they get upset. So it's really the luckiest one out of all the sins, they say, because I don't believe in the lucky word, but it's 2 Helly days that get anger, tie into anger. Actually, Halloween does too in a way. But because you choose your anger amongst your parents. And with Halloween, people are out there acting devilish and they want to dress up evil and do evil things. So, I think that ties into anger myself. So then that's October. In November, we got? Thanksgiving, gluttony, sitting around eating all day long, overeating, eating excessively. That's a big sin, to be gluttonous, just eating to be eating for no dang reason when there's starving people all over the world. Now, not everybody celebrates in that manner. I get it. Some people give and cook food and send it to the homeless, and that's all fine and stuff. But actuality, we all coming to find out too, many of us, that the gluttonous stuff, the whole concept of Thanksgiving, there's some history behind that y'all need to research, allegedly, for educational purposes only, of being that Columbus wasn't everything you thought he was, and that all that getting together with the Indians and the Pilgrims, child, I'm not going to go there, but y'all know. So, November. Then, of course, December is what? The month we're in right now. Christmas time, believed to be all about supposedly Yahushua Mashiach's birthday. We, allegedly for entertainment, education purposes only, we're going to say the truth is that we're coming into the knowledge that he wasn't born on that day. And they've acknowledged that. The churches and them acknowledge that too. It was more than likely it didn't occur at that time in December. So I'm going to leave that there. Allegedly for educational purposes only. But the reason Christmas is one of the 7 deadly sins is because it begins in early September when people start their shopping, and there's presents. Then you know how people act the fool with Black Friday. I mean, mostly they shop online with it, but remember when they was in the stores and they trampling over each other just to get sales and deals. I mean, that's all greed. Christmas ties into greed. That's the 7 deadly sin. Okay? So you're talking gluttons, envy, greed, pride, sloth, which is the laziness on Labor Day, and Labor Day is also in like September, beginning of the month, and then anger is the last one, which is wrath, Father's Day, Mother's Day. So that's your 7 deadly sins. And like I said, they get us good with that shopping in them stores. It's all designed to get you to spend your money. Like, I don't even want to know how much y'all been spending right now with this Christmas stuff going on. Listen, I'm just thankful I ain't spent a whole bunch on nothing. I spent no more than I would normally spend any other time. You know why? Because I don't celebrate. But, listen, I can get presents any time of the year, so can you. And I can have a dinner anytime I want to have family coming over on a soul food Sunday or something. So I ain't following them ways. But you enjoy if you do. I love